Angela, a 90 Day Fiance, got her weight loss procedure and absolutely hated it. Guys, you cannot make this stuff up. I swear to you, this sounds completely freaking true. She went in, we all know Angela, she lost a lot of weight in present day, but after she got her procedure, she was looking at everything. She didn't think she was small enough in, I guess her stomach area, but then a little bit above that, in the, chest area, Angela thought she was now too small, and she was absolutely terrified to show Michael. Here's the deal. She was supposed to get a pound taken off on each side, and yeah, the doctor ended up taking 2 pounds. I don't know, on each side. And of course, Angela said, just do one. Now, we have to remember, of course, Angela is by no means a doctor, so I don't think it's the biggest deal. The doctor said he was doing this procedure. That's what he thought. He thought it was just going to be too heavy and whatnot if he didn't, so he went with the 2 pounds each. Now, obviously, he can't clarify with Angela. Angela's, knocked out, so there's nothing he can do to clarify. It's a one and done deal. He thought that was it. The doctor knows best, you would think, but Angela did not agree, and she was honestly, legitimately super upset, number one, and number two, Michael ended up seeing, and he was even more upset. Now, the thing I'm going to say about Michael being upset is just, it's stupid. It's not his body. It's really not his life. The guy is still in Nigeria. I've heard rumors that they've been talking about getting a divorce, so it's like, if Michael is legitimately going to divorce Angela over this procedure, for the love of God, I guess honestly that's a good thing, and it just goes to show that Angela, if he's willing to do this now, you probably don't want the guy to come to America anyway, because he must not really truly love you. So she was mad, she was nervous to show Michael. Michael saw, he wasn't happy, and the doctor was kind of just sitting there in the middle like, awkward. So yes, very awkward, very hilarious, and kind of just outright sad. But thankfully now we can confidently say that Angela does wake up, she makes it through the procedure, and JoJo, Angela's random friend, who we have never ever heard of before Angela, until, Angela got married in Nigeria, never heard of this girl ever, because she was walking around saying, oh my God, if she doesn't wake up, I'm gonna have to go and raise Angela's grandchildren. It's like, JoJo, who even are you? You met this person, you met Angela like a freaking couple months ago. What are you talking about raising her grandchildren? So, oh my God, completely ridiculous, and that is just the start of it, y'all, because we also got to see Kalani and Asuelu, and for the love of God, I am so heartbroken and torn on this situation. Once again, here is the scoop. Kalani, she's sick of Asuelu. He's not trying. He's not being romantic. The guy is just an airhead. He's always walking and talking in circles and never really making any sense, and at least on the show, it appears that he's not really trying very hard. Maybe he's trying more hard in real life. So Kalani sat down with her dad, who was also from Samoa, he grew up with the same culture and whatnot and mindset as Asuelu, which is honestly kind of cool to see. So they're kind of friendly. But Kalani sat down with the dad and said, listen, I'm at a point in my marriage where I think I need to get a divorce. I legitimately think I should get a divorce. And the dad just said, listen, you have the boys, you have 2 kids, and if you didn't have the 2 kids, I would say run and get out of this marriage and move on with your life. But because you have these 2 boys, you really should not get a divorce. But we also have to remember, it's coming from a guy who claims that where he's from in Samoa, we don't get a divorce. That's what Kalani's dad said. We don't do divorce. The divorce isn't even a thing in Samoa. And I will say this, divorce is never good. Divorce is sad. It would affect the kids negatively, probably. I mean, we could sit here and debate and say that if Asuelu stays verbal and keeps that temper, maybe the kids would be better without having Asuelu in their life, but we could sit here and debate all day. I do believe that their marriage is salvageable enough where if they both work and we can just get through Asuelu's head and be more open-minded and maybe have Kalani, it's both of them. It's not just him, it's not just her, it's mainly him, but it's both. They both have something they need to work on. But I think if they both would work, they could make their marriage probably work. And so it's so hard for me to watch this because, the dad basically put his foot down and said, you can do what you want to do, but if I was in your shoes, I would not get a divorce. I would try to make it work. And Kalani was trying to get to a point where she was like, should I wait a month? Should I wait 6 months? Should I wait 2 years? What should I do? And the dad just said, listen, this is your marriage. It's for life. You've only been married for 2 years. You got to give it a fair shot. So then Asuelu and Kalani's dad ended up going golfing. Like I said, they have a sweet relationship. So I know people are probably going to say that they don't like Kalani's dad anymore because he was not in favor for divorce. But we do have to give credit where it's like, you know what? That was his culture. And I agree that divorce isn't good. So I think they should try to work it out. They should really try to go all in and work this thing thing out. And the thing I have to give credit to Lo, Kalani's dad, is he was talking to both sides. He ended up, like I said, he went golfing with Asuelu. They were talking. They're kind of buddy-buddy. But he still puts his foot down. He's not, trying to walk on eggshells with Asuelu. He's telling him how it is. He is the man. Asuelu, I feel like, definitely does respect Lo. And they kind of have this cute relation. I just think their relationship, the whole father-son thing, to me, I don't know why, I think it's kind of cute. So, yes, he had the conversation. Asuelu apparently had no idea that Kalani was taking divorce, and I wouldn't be shocked. Kalani probably didn't mention divorce, but Asuelu, the guy's an airhead, he probably wasn't even paying attention. So, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Kalani's talked about it before in the past and he had absolutely no idea, but they talked. Asuelu agrees he's going to keep trying to make it work. He's going to try to do everything he can, and I hope to God he can. I wouldn't be shocked, though, in a year or so they do get divorced. I would not be shocked. And honestly, this was filmed like last summer? Well, no. This was probably filmed around like last September to October-ish timeframe. And I would not be shocked if in present day, with all the crap going on with Asuelu and Asuelu's family, and maybe Asuelu isn't trying as much, maybe, I wouldn't be shocked if they're just getting closer and closer to Kalani wanting us to divorce the guy, because I don't think she's going to listen to her parents. I think she's going to do what she wants to do. She is independent. She lives her life, and I think she's going to go with her gut, and if in a year or so she wants to get a divorce, I would guarantee y'all, she will get a divorce. So kind of a sad topic. More on them in a minute. Now let's talk about probably the fakest couple to ever be on 90 Day Fiancé. These people need to leave 90 Day Fiancé and go, what's that one show called Days of Our Lives? What's the soap opera called that everyone used to always watch? I feel like it's not. It's like, I don't even know. Maybe it is Days of Our Lives. I have no idea. They need to go on that show because these people are so fake, it's not even funny. And if they aren't fake, they live the most dramatic life I have ever seen in my entire life. And if I was in their shoes, I would just be exhausted. Not because of their work and the baby. I would be exhausted from the freaking drama. And if you haven't already guessed it, I'm talking about Elizabeth and Andre. These people are unbelievable. Long story short, Andre went to go work with Elizabeth's dad. Of course, her brother, Charlie, was there. They got into a big old fight. It was awkward. It was weird. Then Elizabeth's sister ran into the scene, and she was trying to make a drama about this and that and the listing, and I kind of just thought, this is probably fake. But then Andre went back home. He explained the whole story to Elizabeth, and she was making these reactions like you couldn't make stuff faker. She was like, what? I was like, oh my, dude, you're not fooling anyone. Elizabeth, you're an awful actor or actress. You are terrible at acting. Cut it out. This is stupid. This is just annoying. What are you doing? It was so, like, soap opera-ish. It was just cringy to watch. And then it got even funnier, because then Andre goes, and your sister came, and she was trying to, like, say that I was stealing the real estate, all this, the real estate listing, and she goes, she did what? Because she came over here with her kid, and she said she was going to the supermarket, and I was just like, so, okay. Either they live the most dramatic lives ever in the whole world. These two people live the most dramatic lives ever. Or, more than likely, they're complete freaking liars and god-awful actors. So, that's probably the situation. Then they ended up going to meet with an immigration lawyer, and got kind of weird, got kind of intense. This could be true. The immigration lawyer said, listen, you have to get a 2-year green card once you come here and get married. Then you have to get it renewed for like a 10-year kind of a thing. And I guess it's not super easy. And she was saying, with the time in the country, the pandemic and everything, you really have to show like hundreds of paperwork to prove that you are in a real marriage with Elizabeth. And this is your kid and all this crap. So I don't think it'll be that hard, but I could see, them researching Andre. We don't know Andre's past. Still to this day, we don't know anything about the guy's past. He is so weird. He is so talky about this. And the lawyer asked him, do you have a past in Moldova? And he goes, well, I buried my past. It's like, dude, that was a yes or no question. That simple as that. It was a yes or no. Not this, that, the other. And he gave some stupid, weird, shade. It was a shady answer. So it's like, dude, what are you talking about? So I have no idea what his past is. He claims it wasn't that bad. Maybe the immigration people will find something else, and maybe he won't be able to stay in America, but probably he'll be perfectly fine. Probably. But you never really know because the guy's past does seem pretty weird. And then we saw Jovi and Yara. And, oh, my heart, it melts again because I want to be in love and I'm a hopeless romantic. So yes, they're in love. They're happy. 90 Day Fiancé tries so hard to make it seem like Yara hates Jovi. But after every single episode, Yara goes on social media and says, listen, I love Jovi. Jovi's amazing. He's such a great husband. He's just the best guy in the whole world. He's a great father. And I just feel like the producers really try to force her to look bad and look mean and angry, and Jovi, he's the worst. But in reality, I think they're madly in love. Jovi had to sit down with Yara, and he did have to say, hey, listen, I have to go to work early because I have to quarantine, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Yara was devastated. She was sad. She understood, though. It's work, it's life, he doesn't have a choice, he has to make money, they now have a kid, they need money to survive, so it's like, she has no choice. She knew going into this relationship, you know, that was his job, so she has no one to blame but herself and him. It's like, you can't, you know what, I mean, he could get another job, but still, you know, it's like, that's his job, that's his life, deal with it. It's like, the funny thing too is, if he had a 9-to-5 job, like, she'd probably find a problem there. Or if he was working, like, yeah, if he was working 9-to-5, she'd probably say, well, you're here too much. And I guarantee it'd be this constant fight. So they're always going to bicker about something. Yara and Jovi, they went on a date. They do seem in love. My heart melts watching them. And I honestly think they are a sweet couple. They're just kind of portrayed bad on 90 Day Fiancé. But yes, Jovi is leaving for like a month, I think, which will be sad. It'll break my heart. But I think, you know, I do believe when he comes back, it will just make their relationship stronger and stronger and stronger, I think. We're gonna have to see. Then we got to see Brandon and Julia, and they are right there with Elizabeth and Andre, because oh my god, they are dramatic. And when I say they, I really just mean Julia. Julia, I thought was cool, and I still think she's kind of cool and funny and whatever. But let me tell you something. Oh my god, she's dramatic. And I'm sorry I keep saying oh my god, but it's the truth. She is freaking dramatic. Every little thing. So in the last episode, they went out to go meet up with one of Brandon's old friends, which was kind of random, but Brandon's reasoning was this. He said, listen, you have no friends that are girls here in America. I have this friend. Okay, you can meet her. She's our age. I think you guys are going to get along, blah, 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 blah. We can meet up. And I just figured Julie would have some courtesy to just say, hey, okay, nice to meet you, try to be sweet, try to be nice, but she was so rude to this girl, and the girl had a boyfriend for years and years and years. It doesn't appear that this girl ever even dated Brandon, so I was sitting there watching this going, why is she so mad? But Lord only knows she was freaking just really upset, and she ended up storming off and leaving the restaurant, and it was like the weird, like Brandon literally, she was like, we're leaving! And Brandon just got in the car and drove off. I was like, wait, don't you have to pay a freaking, like, it was, what? Like, that was probably, that had to be fake. Because it's like, why would he want to just leave? They didn't pay their bill. They're probably still mic'd up. Like, it just seems so weird. They didn't say bye. It was just weird. It was awkward. If it was true, and Julia is that dramatic and jealous, and just, that's not healthy. That's toxic. You know, I don't think Brandon's cheating on her by any means, but I just think it's like, dude, Julia, you gotta calm it down. We did get to see that Julia does get her letter in the mail, though, woohoo, because she is getting her green card thing. I can almost guarantee y'all she gets accepted. She's still in America. They're still doing well. I just don't understand why she was being so dramatic and rude to Brandon's random friend who he has, like, not seen in years. Like, he has not seen this girl since he started dating Julia. That's like over 2 years. So they're not that good of friends, Julia. Stop it. Be nice. Try to make a friend. Be polite and cordial. And that's it. And if you are jealous, do it behind the scenes. So I couldn't tell. Maybe it was fake. Maybe it was real. It just seemed like, Lord, it was really freaking dramatic. Then we got to see Mike and Natalie. And, oh, I have such a hard time watching these two because they're an awful couple. And we know in present day, they do not stay together. So yes, Mike and Natalie, they go to Oklahoma to go visit Mike's mom. Couple things I realized, like in the last couple episodes, I did not realize Mike was an only child. And I did not realize that Mike's mom babies the crap out of him. You know, he was calling her mommy and all this stuff, and it was like, okay, this is kind of weird. And they also, I believe, share a birthday. So they got to Oklahoma. If you don't know, Mike's mom was the one who asked Mike's neighbor Tamra to interfere in the wedding and basically, you know, call it off and not let them get married. And the Tamra neighbor just said, no, I'm not going to do that. So it was awkward. We know, Natalie knows the whole story. She knows that Mike's mom does not like her. It's clear as day, Mike's mom, she's, I guess, what's the word, passive aggressive, I guess, where it's like you're kind of, you know, your backhanded compliments, kind of. She's not nice. She's trying to kind of act like she is, but she's really not nice to Natalie. It's awkward. It's weird. Mike's mom's pretty verbal about it, so they make it to Oklahoma. You can see they're just not hitting it off. Natalie's kind of trying, but Natalie, she's also really dramatic. So I don't see this, I don't see this working, honestly, much longer. We do know in present day they're not still together, and I feel like with the next couple weeks or so, they're right. I mean, they've been married for 7 months. They're probably going to make it maybe 8.5, 9 months, and then they'll probably end up calling it quits. But I almost bet you guys, they don't make it a year, and actually, they don't make it a year. They actually don't. I can guarantee that, because they got married in like April of 2020, and I know in January of 2021, or like even December of 2020, they were done. So they did not even make it a year. They made it, 10 months, or not even. Like I guess that'd be, I don't know. They made it like 9, 10 months, and so I was completely right. Yes, they did not make it a year. So yeah, Mike and Natalie, awkward couple. It's weird, it's cringy, it's just kind of blah. We did also get to see Tiffany and Ronald, and I don't know what's going to happen to these two. I kind of can't stand watching them because I feel like Ronald is kind of trying to manipulate kind of Tiffany's son, and he's real nice and sweet with the kid, and the kid loves Ronald, but he was like kind of trying to get the son, Daniel, to put words in like his mouth to then go and try to influence Tiffany to want to come to South Africa, and she wants no part in that. So it basically comes down to this. If Ronald can come to America and get a green card, they will they'll be perfectly fine. They'll have their ups and downs, but they'll be fine. They'll stay married. They'll be perfectly content, no issues whatsoever. However, if they can't because of his history and his past and his record, they will get a divorce. They will not stay married, and that'll be it for those two. And it'll be kind of sad. She's not going to move to South Africa. She thinks it's dangerous. She doesn't like it there. Now, could they move to a mutual country? Maybe. They probably could do that. Could they move somewhere? Okay, I don't want to go here, let's go. They could probably meet somewhere in the middle. Probably. Will they do that, though? I don't think so. I think they're just going to, I think they're going to give it a shot. See if they get approved. If they don't get approved, that'll be it. I do know that Tiffany and the two kids go to South Africa. That might help. It could even hurt. I really don't know how that'll go down. But I can guarantee y'all that it ain't, I mean, I'm telling you, if he does not get approved, it's over for those two. And I believe that was it from last night's episode for the most part. We got to see a couple other snippets here and there. Yeah, that was basically it though. It was pretty good drama with Angela. I kind of laughed my you-know-what off because I just find it so funny that she wanted this, and then she ended up getting it, and she was like, oh my god, I don't like it, but she does end up losing. It must be like a slow progression to losing the weight. I don't think it happens overnight. It's slow because we saw her after the procedure, and she looked similar, but now we see her in present day, and she's like a freaking toothpick. So she must be following the things. I know she's not supposed to be smoking at all, and I think she still is, which that's not good for the healing process at all. But Angela, she goes by the beat of her own drum. So I don't believe I forgot anyone. And if I did forget anyone, I'll tell you guys one thing. Holy Lord, my goodness God, they must have been real boring. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Read that sign behind me, y'all. Do a little zoom in. Read it, baby. Amazing things are happening. Real quick, everyone's been asking me, where can I get an Amazing Things Are Happening t-shirt that I am making? I'm still making them. I'll be launching them soon. I'm just so freaking excited. When I got my first prototype of it, I literally sat on my couch and cried. I love that. I love the meaning and the motivation and the inspiration behind it, and just the message, I guess you could say. The message behind it just melts my heart. I just think it's so cool and sweet and kind of inspiring for anyone. Doesn't matter what you're doing in life. It's a good thing to know for a certain, and read to yourself and see it every day that, hey, amazing things are happening. So whether your life seems awful or your work or your relationship, it's a great thing to know that amazing things are always constantly happening. So just give it time, put the energy out there, put in the action, and amazing things are definitely happening. Well, guys, thank you all so much. Hit that like button, hit the comments, hit the subscribe button. Y'all better please stay tuned for many more videos.